Good morning, dear students. I welcome all my dear students to another interesting session. I am Miss Navida Sheikh. I'll be teaching you all this chapter, that is Health and Diseases, from your science textbook, and we have already completed a part of this about some of the diseases that are there mentioned in your textbook, and today we'll be learning a few more. So let's get started. In our previous class, we learned about some of the diseases which are spread through viruses, and I will just quickly revise about a few important ideas and important things related to viruses. Viruses are living organisms that cannot replicate without a host cell. Means they are very intelligent organisms which need a living body, whether it is a plant or an animal or a human being, to live inside it. Okay, they appear to be dead outside, or they are inactive, we could say that, but once they enter into your body, they start to replicate and multiply and harm our body. They are considered the most abundant biological entity on the planet, means they are present in a very large number. Diseases caused are rabies, swine flu, ebola. These are a few examples that we hear now and then. And recently we have coronavirus going on. That is also a kind of virus which is extremely dangerous, that we are noticing every day. There is no cure for a virus because they are present in abundance, and they are very intelligent because they tend to change its structure every now and then. Okay, so there is no proper cure for a virus, but there are vaccination which are introduced in our body in order to prevent these viruses to harm us. Okay, so the vaccination, they prevent them from spreading from one person to the other. Okay, so vaccinations are very important in order to control the viruses. So let's start with the very first type of disease related to a virus, swine flu. Now, swine flu is also known as the H1N1 flu virus. Now, as the word suggests, swine flu, it means that it has to be related with a swine, that is a pig, okay, and human beings. So what exactly is H1N1 or swine flu? It is a type of influenza virus that affects pig. Means it is a type of flu which is present which affects the pig, and from this pig it gets transferred to human beings. Okay, and this human being can spread this disease to another pigs as well and to other human beings also. Okay, so in swine flu, it is a very dangerous disease, I would say, because how coronavirus we are facing right now, it is similar to that, which was very first. It was also known as Spanish flu. We'll be coming to that later on in the class, but it is a very dangerous one, so we need to know about it well. So let's understand about it in detail. So let us understand exactly how this strain came into existence, means how this virus came into existence. Now here you can see a pig, and this pig normally gets infected by the bird influenza virus. Okay, and there are three types of viruses, like human and another pig as well. So normally the virus which is carried from the bird into the pig, it doesn't spread from human to human. Okay, but this time a particular pig got infected by influenza A virus from the bird and influenza A virus from a human being. Now both these viruses, they combined together and they formed a new virus. Now this new virus which was formed was capable of spreading from one human being to the other. Why was it possible? Because it had a human strain already present in it, right? So this was easily spreadable from one person to the other, and it could spread to many people at a time. Now H1N1 virus is very dangerous. Why do I say this? Because it is not a new virus. It has existed since 100 years. It was first introduced in 1918, and it had affected 500 million people, and it had killed 100 million people. You can imagine how dangerous it is. It was earlier known as Spanish flu. Now, the swine flu here, the reason of infection, according to textbook, it says that infection of swine flu occurs through pigs and humans. Viruses of swine flu are spread through sweat of infected person. Similarly, it is spread through secretion of nose, throat and saliva. Nowadays, we are hearing about coronavirus, and that also it is said that it is spread through the secretion of nose, throat, and saliva, and it does not spread very easily through air. Okay, so similar to that, swine flu also has these type of means of spreading. So you have to be very careful when you are in contact with such person who is already infected with swine flu. Okay, so these are a few reasons of infection. And so what happens when this virus infects a human? Now we have learned how does it spread. Now once it enters into a body, a human body, what will happen to that person? Let us understand that. Now this virus, when it enters into your body, it has normal symptoms like the seasonal flu that you have. You will have cold, cough, fever. Now, diagnosis can be done, remember that, and there is treatment as well for this disease. Okay, so people need to still be aware about how dangerous it can be. Even though there is treatment, but we have to understand that it affects our respiratory system. Now, once our respiratory system get affected, it will affect further systems into our body. That is, the level of carbon dioxide and oxygen gets affected. Why? Because if the lungs do not take in and give out proper amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide, it is going to harm our body. Okay, so this lungs, that if it is affected by this swine flu virus, what will happen is the amount of oxygen into your body which is going will be reduced, and the amount of carbon dioxide which needs to come out will be reduced. Okay, so the level of carbon dioxide will increase in your body, which will lead to a condition called as hypercapnia, and the reduced amount of oxygen which leads to a condition called as hypoxemia. Okay, so this is not there in a textbook, but just for your information I'm giving you all these words. And it could lead to respiratory failure, people could die because of that. It could lead to pneumonia. It could also lead to neurological failure because the oxygen is not reaching into your blood. Vomiting and diarrhea could also be and kidney failure could also be that. Now, who is at danger? And the answer is everyone. So everyone is at danger, but especially the people who are related to this work field where they come in contact with the swines, because it is directly spread through the swine who are infected. Okay, not all pigs will transfer it, but the swine which are already affected or infected by this virus will can have a tendency to spread it. Okay, so people who come in contact with such people should also be careful because they can spread the disease, okay, to everyone. And remember that the people who are in the age group of 1 to 18 and 41 to 60 are at higher risk as compared to the people who are in the age group of 19 to 40. Now, I told you that diagnosis of swine flu is available, and for diagnosis of swine flu, liquid or a swab of your nose or your throat is taken, of the patient is taken, and it is sent to a laboratory. Now in India, we have two laboratories which test whether a person is suffering from swine flu or not. So that is, one of it is in National Institute of Virology, that is in Pune, and National Institute of Communicable Disease, that is in Delhi. Okay, so diagnosis can be done, and there are preventive measures also in order to stop the spread of this disease. So what can one do in order to prevent this disease? As you know that one pig transfers it to the other, one pig transfers it to the humans, and human can transfer it to the other human as well. So there are three ways we can do that, stop it, prevent it. First is vaccinate the pigs which are there in the farm in order to prevent the disease to enter and harm these pigs, okay, and infect them. So this could be done. Vaccination of the pigs can be done. The people who are working in the farm should get vaccinated also, should wear mask and gloves all the time when they are working, because the people, if they get infected, they are at very high risk of spreading the disease to the uninfected people around them. Okay, which could further form a chain of infecting people. Okay, so people need to always see to it that they cover their mouth and nose, and keep a healthy environment around them, need to wash their hands every now and then, and people needs to get vaccinated. Now, vaccines can be of two types for swine flu. They can be present in the form of injections, or it could be in the form of a spray. Now, swine flu vaccination are similar to the seasonal flu vaccination because the symptoms are similar. Okay, there is no special vaccination which has been designed for it. Now, this vaccines, when they get into your body, they help you to protect and fight with the virus which is present, that is the H1N1 virus. Now it acts like an army. Okay, I would say it acts like an army. They tend to fight and destroy the H1N1 virus and helps to protect our body. Okay, so in that way, the prevention is done. I hope this much is clear to you all regarding H1N1 virus. Now we move on to the next one. In the previous class, I've explained you all about how our blood carries WBCs in them. Now, the WBC's role is to fight with any foreign body that enters into your body, like the bacteria or a virus, which is harmful to your body. But there are certain viruses which are extremely dangerous and which are much stronger as compared to the WBCs that is present in your blood. So let's understand which type of a virus we are talking about right now. Disease that we want to learn today is AIDS. Now, people mostly get confused between what is AIDS and HIV. HIV is the name of the virus which spreads this disease. Okay, so this disease is caused by human deficiency disease. Now, the virus enters into your body and then it goes into your cell and tries to replicate the genetic material. Okay, and then it keeps on replicating inside and destroying your body cells and making its own cell over there. So, you can imagine how smart these microorganisms are, and they tend to spread into your entire body and they affect your Im- immunity system. Okay, so this particular virus can only infect human beings. HIV attacks your T cells, that is your immunity system, and it uses them to make copies of itself. When the HIV destroys so many of your cells, it leads to AIDS. Okay, so it is very dangerous disease because it does not have a proper vaccination, I would say, or proper medicine in order to cure it. ठीक है, अगर किसी को HIV होता है तो उसे वो वायरस हमेशा के लिए रहता है, उसकी बॉडी में से वो निकाला नहीं जा सकता. लाइक इफ यू हैव कोल्ड और कॉफ, what will happen is you go to the doctor will give you medicine and you are cured by that disease. Okay, मीन्स जो भी हमारे अंदर बैक्टीरिया या वायरस था वो मर गए और हम लोग फिर से नॉर्मल हो जाएंगे. बट व्हेन अ पर्सन हैज गॉट HIV, the virus cannot be killed completely. Okay, people still survive for many years. Okay, they do not die immediately. They survive for many years with certain medications that is available in the market for the treatment of HIV. We treat others. Okay, now, why is it said that you need to have a clean house? Why, when you have cockroaches in your house, your mother tends to get all the things which can kill the mosquitoes or the flies which are there in the house, or the cockroaches that are there. People make use of glue board in order to get rid of the rats. They use sprays in order to get rid of mosquitoes, in order to get rid of the mouse. There are mouse traps which are there. Why is it said so? ऐसा क्यों कहा जाता है? Because there are certain insects and there are certain animals which also transfer diseases. Okay, like earlier we learned that mosquitoes tend to spread dengue and malaria, right? Similarly, there are certain animals which tends to spread disease, like the cat which are there in our vicinity. So it is necessary to take care about the domestic animals that are there in your house and get them vaccinated every now and then. Now, we should understand that our body is different from their body, and anything, the infections that they can get are different from us. Okay, so they have a different mechanism and they need to get vaccinated and they need to be treated properly and accordingly. Okay, so if a dog or a cat or any animal, say for example a bat or a rabbit, they are infected by a particular disease, they can spread it to other living beings as well. So let us understand. So this type of disease which are spread through animals, we are going to talk about them in this part. That is infection through animals. The first disease that we are going to learn is rabies. Rabies, this is a viral disease. It occurs due to the bite of the infected dog, rabbit, monkey, cat, etc. Okay, so it could be because of any of the animals mentioned above. Now, what exactly happens when we learn about the dog tends to bite if you, it is normally not the dogs which are there in the house which you get vaccinated. The dogs or the animals which are on the street and who are not being vaccinated tend to spread this kind of a this disease. Okay, so what exactly happens when this dog bites a human being? Now, the virus which is present in this dog, because it was not vaccinated, it will enter into our body tissue, okay, through the saliva of the animal who has bitten us. And this saliva will has a lot of viruses in them, that is the rabies virus, and this virus will keep on replicating in our muscles near the bite area, and this bite area where there is too much of virus, it will enter into the neurons of the nervous system. Okay, you know that there is the entire body has nervous system in it. So this bite where there is so many viruses of rabies will tend to go into your nervous system, which will go up into your central nervous system, and it will which is going to the spinal cord, and it will reach your brain, and this leads to the death of people also. Okay, so the virus enters salivary glands and other organs of the victim as well. And the virus enters the brain via neurons, and hydrophobia is one of the thing which is very dangerous, because people tend to get fear related to water. Okay, so hydrophobia is when a person fears with water. So in this condition, when a person gets rabies, they become hydrophobic. Okay. In this case, the victim shows extreme fear for water. Rabies is a fatal disease. However, fatality can be prevented by timely vaccination before onset of symptoms. Okay. So symptoms starts to appear within 90 to 175 days of dog bite. People often die also if they do not take proper. It is a series of activity which series of things which happen when a dog bites a person. It infects that person. The person tends to feel feverish, means he gets fever. They might get sore throat. They might not feel like eating. Then there will be a burning pain in the area where there was the dog had bitten, and the people become very irritated. Okay, they get irritated, and then they become unconscious because it has entered into your brain. The virus has entered into the brain, and the person can even die. Type of diseases that we're going to learn in this. chapter is the non-infectious diseases. Now, up till now, we have learned about infectious disease means the disease which spread from one person to the other by means of direct contact or by means of animals or insects, right? So now we are going to learn about a very interesting things that are related to your body itself. Means there is something wrong with your physical inside your internal body part, or because of unhealthy eating, because of excessive alcohol, because of tobacco use, or physical inactivity means you're not working properly, you're sitting in one place and doing things and not exercising, that could lead to the diseases in your body. Now, those diseases that are caused because of these reasons are called as non-infectious disease. Now, few examples of it are cardiovascular diseases like heart attacks, chronic respiratory diseases, then you have diabetes, cancer, and in today's class, we'll be learning about them as well. So, the very first non-infectious disease that we are going to learn is cancer. As I told you that there is cell division that happens in your body which helps to maintain the wear and tear of your body. If there is a wound or if you're fallen, in order to heal that part, there is cell division and cell growth happens in your body for your normal growth. But if there is a uncontrolled or an abnormal growth of cell in a particular part of your body which forms a lump over there, that is called as a malignant tumor which has cancerous cell. Okay, so cancer is nothing but an uncontrolled and abnormal cell growth in a particular part. It could be any part or any organ in your body like the lungs, the mouth, tongue, stomach, breast, uterus, skin, and tissues like blood. So let's have a look at how it spreads. Now suppose that we are talking about the cell division. Now normally cells divide in your body and it happens normally in a controlled manner. Okay, how much is required. But suppose due to certain external or internal factors, your genetic material gets disturbed and there is abnormal growth in that particular region and the cells keep on multiplying and growing and growing and growing. And sometimes what happen is that those cells also entered into your blood vessels or bloodstream, which could pass on this cell to various other organs as well. It could also reach to your brain. Okay, this could lead to various type of and dangerous types of cancer in your body, which cannot be even removed. Okay. Now, the reasons could be many: consumption of tobacco, gutka, smoking, alcoholism, lack of fiber or fruits and vegetables in your diet. If you are just eating too much of junk food like pizza, burger, etc., these are possible reasons, and sometimes it could be hereditary. Means if your parents or somebody in your family had cancer, then there are chances that even we are prone to this disease. Okay, so UV radiation, viruses, smoking, cell division, chemicals, hereditary, these are a few reasons for the cause of cancer. Now, what are the different types of cancer? Cancer can be of various type. It could be of larynx cancer, that is the mouth cancer, then melanoma, that is the cancer of the skin. Okay, then lung cancer, stomach cancer, bone cancer, ovarian cancer, brain cancer, breast cancer. These are a few cancer types that I've mentioned that affects a particular organ and it leads to death also in certain cases. Now, how it can be diagnosed? Now there are mammography, MRIs can be done in order to diagnose it. First, we need to diagnose. Self-examination could also be done in order to check whether there is any lump in our breast region or any region in your body. Okay, then there are ultrasonic machines which help us to find out. Then there are doctors who help us to do that. So various techniques like CT scan, MRI, mammography, biopsies are used in diagnosis of cancer. In case of treatment, along with conventional methods like chemotherapy, radiations, surgery, modern techniques, and laparoscopy surgery are also followed. Okay? So, um, what are the symptoms of it? The symptoms, if a person tends to get cancer, the symptoms are very normal as compared to our day-to-day life when we experience such things. Like uh, if you feel uneasiness in your stomach, or if you feel discomfort, if you don't feel like eating, if you want to go to the toilet again and again, gas or diarrhea, or fatigue means tiredness, and continuous bleeding, then changes in the size of the breast means people often observe that there is a lump in their breast. Okay, and unexpected weight loss also are a few symptoms of cancer. Okay, so we need to be careful for that as Now, the type of cancer treatment, first is surgery. If an organ which has got cancer, if that part can be removed, okay, so doctors tend to first remove that particular area where the cancerous cells are present. If not, if suppose the breast or the uterus, if there is the cancer, if they can remove that organ and still the person can survive without that, they tend to remove it with the help of a surgery. Okay, sometimes radiations are done. Okay, rays are passed on to the person's affected area in order to kill those cells. Then chemotherapy means use of medicine is done in order to heal that person. Certain hormones are released into a person's body so that they can combat that cancerous cells which are present. Then there is stem cell therapy are also used nowadays. So these are a few types of cancer treatment people undergo if they have cancer. But suppose if a person has a brain tumor or a blood cancer, there are very less chances of surgery. They can only have chemotherapy done for them. Okay, so you have to be very careful because you have to be live a healthy life in order to avoid and prevent this type of diseases. All the diseases that we studied today are clear to you all. I hope to see you in the next coming class. Till then, thank you.
If you liked our video, please subscribe to our channel and do not forget to hit the like button.
Hope this session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.